All right, Kate, thank you very much. Kate Rooney. Let's talk a little more about quantum now, with shares of IonQ up about 6% on better than expected results and reaffirmed guidance. Shares are still down nearly 30% so far this year. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is Niccolo De Masi. He is the CEO of IonQ. And Niccolo, it's great to see you again. Welcome.
Pleasure, Kelly. Good to be here.
You guys have faced a number of headwinds. There's been short selling reports and all the rest of it. Tell us what exactly happened in the quarter business-wise leading to these results.
Well, I've been in the role for 70 days. I think the last time I saw you was after our full year results on February 27th. And it's been quite a whirlwind. I've been really excited to be able to complete my review of the business and decide where we're going to double down and invest. And the decisions we made were to prioritize continued commercialization. So we're the biggest public company in the world in the quantum computing space. We're now the biggest company in the world in the quantum networking space. And because we continue to be able to invest on both the computing and networking vector, we're leading the world in what we are calling now the quantum internet. We made 2 acquisitions yesterday. We reaffirmed guidance for the year, which is the better part of $100 million of GAAP revenue. And we actually beat the midpoint of guidance in Q1. So we're really quite delighted with the continued inflection point here.
Yeah, and as mentioned, and we've talked about this before, and I'll probably ask about it 1,000 more times, but the main kind of interest I see when it comes to quantum is whether it will break Bitcoin's encryption. You know, when we talk to, I talk to all sorts of different traders and investors and kind of tech thinkers, and they all kind of come back to the same point on quantum. Is that a genuine concern, do you think?
Well, look, this is my chip. This is my QPU. It's also behind me on the screen, but you can see that it's really quite small. This is our Ion Trap QPU. I don't own any blockchain currencies in general because for years I have been confident that IonQ is on that path. I think the same thing will happen with RSA encryption. In fact, Kelly, the reason why IonQ is such an interesting business is if you wonder how a legitimate lawful company can make money out of breaking encryption. If you're not a bad state actor, you're not a terrorist, you're not a criminal, how do you make money off of breaking encryption? Well, it's quantum networking. As our executive chairman said, and I said yesterday on the call, we have a duty to provide security because our computers are accelerating their path to quantum supremacy. We made 2 acquisitions yesterday, expanding quantum networking on the ground and in space, as well as accelerating our quantum computing roadmap. And because we think the code breaking is going to happen sooner, we obviously want to be in the business of code making as well, right?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Like, if quantum could break the current blockchain or Bitcoin encryption, then could that system, or could all of those systems be re-engineered to have encryption that is quantum proof?
Absolutely, right? And so the acquisition we made yesterday of LightSync in Boston, a bunch of fabulous Harvard researchers, gives us the repeaters to have a quantum network that can run, obviously, at distance of 100 kilometers or more. We're also accelerating that computing roadmap so we can crack encryption sooner than we thought. The prior acquisitions we made of IDQ in Geneva and Cubatech in San Diego give us the rest of the pieces of the quantum network, right? So think about our computers as the nodes on the quantum internet, the repeaters, the sensors, and the rest of our equipment that we've acquired and built organically gives you the fullness of the quantum internet via the networking and computing playing together.
Explain to me also, Niccolo, and you were at the NVIDIA Developer Day. You've been very involved, with that world. Obviously, from a national security point of view, there are major debates about whether countries like China should have leading-edge NVIDIA chips and so forth. If you're now hot on the heels, what's your point of view on the national security implications of NVIDIA chips, quantum computing? What should we be doing now if this is going to be an area of critical importance?
Well, we're obviously a U.S. company. We're based outside of D.C. We care about, obviously, our nation's national security. And most importantly, we care about our economic security. And so one of the reasons why we're expanding into quantum networking is China's demonstrated things like quantum key distribution in space. We've announced yesterday that we're going to build a commercial quantum key distribution network in space as well. And we have aspirations of doing a lot more to connect the ground up to the space, across the satellites, back down to ground, because the most vulnerable parts of our communication network are actually those pieces that connect to satellites, right? So we have to find a way of securing that. It matters for our 3-letter agencies. It matters for our economy. We think, obviously, in the U.S. that private industry plays a big role here.
Yeah.
But we also said yesterday that our partnerships with 3 other agencies are going to deepen and increase as a result of the acquisitions yesterday. We very much believe this is a public-private partnership for our country to succeed.